things they look at when they push the content out further. Now with this new update, they're not changing any of that. What they're actually doing is cracking down on the quality and the context of the content. First off, it's going to come down to AI content. If you're using AI in your videos at all, TikTok's not necessarily going to start punishing your videos. But if you don't declare that you're using AI, and you can do this through the app itself, and they spot you using it without declaring it, then you're going to get penalized. And from the way they've worded it, it looks like your whole account's going to get penalized for a little bit, not just that one video. Next, we're talking salesy content. So TikTok shop creators, brand affiliates, everyone like that, you've got to listen up here. If TikTok detects that an organic TikTok video, so a video that's just posted to somebody's page, not to an ads account or has a Spark code pushing ads behind it, if they detect that an organic video is overly salesy or commercialized, then they're not going to push it very far. This is not the kind of content they want to be pushed out to millions of people, which is strange. I'm not sure why, especially if it benefits them, but we'll let that slide. So this means if you're doing TikTok shop videos, for example, you almost just have to follow the advice that's going to get you the most results anyway. You don't sell the product, you sell the benefit, or you sell the solution. Most of your video has to be value-led with a small call to action for people to purchase. Same if you're doing brand partnerships, so if you're promoting somebody else's product, you have to tag that it's a paid partnership, and if it's overly salesy, it's not going to go anywhere, which isn't going to be good for your videos, and it isn't going to be good for your partnership. And finally, they're cracking down on content quality and enhancing their safeguarding kind of guidelines around content. So if your content is perceived grainy, or you sound like you're underwater within the first couple of seconds, or if you use any overly negative language within the first couple of seconds, or if you're showing too much skin, and I think this one's going to upset a lot of people because I see TikTok just banning videos where people are just wearing tank tops whilst their algorithm adjusts, then your videos aren't going to go anywhere and it might hinder your account overall. So take all of this into account and just avoid everything I said that's going to impact accounts. Now, even if you're not doing any of this, as they roll out new guidelines and this new update, views are likely going to take a hit overall. But if this is the case, post through it. Some of the videos that you post that don't get many views during this might pick up in views in a couple of weeks. So it is still relevant to get as much content out there as possible. Now, I mentioned our community where we're helping people get over 100,000 followers within a couple of months. I remember Susan just hit that mark. And she did this because we're teaching people how to get views, how to convert those views into followers, and how to monetize your account with those views and followers. Now, if you want to join the fastest growing TikTok growth community, we have a free option, which is tier 1, where we introduce you to the topics that you need to understand. And then we have tier 2, where you get access to all content, all daily tips from coaches, live weekly webinars, account breakdowns so you know where to make changes for your account specifically, and limited options for one-on-one coaching calls. So if you want to see those changes and gain thousands of followers a month, click the link in our bio, click the option that's best for you, and I'll see you over there.
About 18 months ago, I joined my first high ticket community, and I just got off a call with the top 7 people in this community, and I'm currently number 2 in cash collected profit. And I went and I just looked how many people in this community. 1,544. Okay. Am I saying this to flex? No. There is nothing special about me. There's nothing. I did not get a college degree. I am maybe mildly good at math. Everything else, I am the most average human in the world in. The only reason my eyes look like this is because this lighting is on steroids. My eyes don't look like this in real life. This mustache is fake. I'm just kidding. But there's nothing special about me. So what is it that helped me get to this number 2 out of 1,544 people in less than 18 months? It is the fact that I chose to do things that were not scalable. It's the biggest mistake I see so many creators make. They are already thinking about scaling at the craziest thing. And I'm gonna have another tip. I have 2 tips here, but I want to talk about this one first. You should not be thinking about scaling. Like 99% of you should not be thinking about scaling. This is also a huge Y Combinator. Y Combinator is one of the greatest startup academies. It is the greatest startup academy in the world. And they say you should always do things that are not scalable at the beginning. Talk to your customers, do one-on-one coaching, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It is not hire this person to get time back until you have reached a number that doesn't even make sense. And even at that number, I'm just going to say, I am about to make $100,000 a month through unscalable means, and it'll be about 95% profit. Okay? The most online gurus do not have as much profit as me because they have tried to scale. They try to scale, and what happens whenever you scale, two things. Number one is your profits get absolutely destroyed, and number two, your trust and ability to get results goes down because you hand off to an account manager. The account manager isn't as good as you. You hand it off to a script writer. That script writer is not as good as you. You hand it off to a media buyer. That media buyer is not as good as you. You hand it off to this person, this friend, this person that you hired. And it doesn't matter what you're doing in your business. Once you try to scale and you hire in the people and you do all these different systems and you try to train them and you try to get out of the way, the quality of work will go down and also the margins go down. So why would you want to do that? Yeah, sure, the freedom, yeah, eventually, man, eventually. Not anywhere near where you're probably at right now, okay? I am the only employee on my team. Instead, this is the second tip, you scale through rapidly raising your prices. There's a third part to this that separates me from the other 1,544 people. But I want to talk about raising prices real quick. And I just thought of that third one while I was talking. You need to raise your prices rapidly once you get above your baseline. And let me talk about baseline real quick. At the beginning, I had very low prices. Okay, my family, we only needed to make $5,000 a month to pay for our bills. I had a part-time job where I was getting about $2,000 to $3,000. Actually, it was a full-time job, which is a crazy sentence. That I was making $3,000 a month on a full-time job. And then all I needed to do was get $2,000 to get my head above water. Okay, so I only did $1,000 retainers. Okay, it was a very, very low offer. Once I got that, it took me about actually it took me a long time. But once I dialed in my offer, it took me about 3 to 4 months to get that. Then I no longer tried to stack $1,000 retainers because I didn't want to just go 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. Next thing you know, I'm only at $15,000 or $10,000 with 8 clients. I took this time, instead of just stacking 5, I channeled all of my energy in getting a massive client. And it worked. About 2 months later, I got an $8,000 client. Okay, boom. I was able to then quit my full-time job, and I kept the smaller retainers. I landed a $10,000 client. I then fired my smaller retainers. Sorry. They were mad at me. They were very mad at me. Actually, that was a very hard conversation. It is what it is. It's business. Then I continued to stack. And my prices just kept going up and up and up and up. And you have to be great at what you do, obviously. Like, you can't do this if you don't spend time mastering your craft. You don't spend time